Saturday morning for me. Well, for me, I am actually, it's like 2 in the afternoon, but for me, David invited me. David, this sounds so formal. David wanted to go to, so he really likes Taylor Swift, and it's not a Taylor Swift concert, but I guess they're doing like an orchestra presentation of her songs, and he's really into, ooh, I see like a, I'm not done with my makeup yet, but I saw how the purple was. They're doing like an orchestral interpretation of it. So I was like, he's like, you want to go to that? And I think he invited a couple friends too. And I was like, yeah, I'd rather be there than at work. So I'm getting ready, and he's also upstairs getting ready, and we're gonna go to do that. I don't know if this will end up being much of a vlog or if this will even be on the channel. We'll see how it goes. But I just thought I would pop in and say hi, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm gonna get on with the makeup, because me without any black in my makeup is very unfinished. So I'll check back in with you. Bye. Then I will wait till later to put my lipstick on, but yeah.
Hi guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you doing today? So, usually that's like the intro to my video, right? But I don't know where this is going to be in the video. I'm doing like a little vloggy chit-chatty part to finish off this video is really what I'm doing. Cause I don't know, I just wanted to catch up, say hi, and share my weekend with you a little bit, because I didn't film as much as I wanted to, but I did film some bits of it. So by the time this video comes out, most likely I have already had my anniversary, but it is my anniversary as the day that I'm filming this, like now that it's past midnight. So I'll go to bed, wake up, it'll be my anniversary. You'll probably see this video the day after that as my guess, or the next day, I don't know, somewhere in there, sometime this week, the week of my anniversary. But yeah, so for this weekend, anyway, David and I went to see, so one of his favorite performers is Taylor Swift, and we didn't go see Taylor Swift, as you probably have seen by the snippets. I know I couldn't play their music, so I'm probably gonna like edit the music. I usually like the guitar bit over it, which is kind of weird, I feel, because they're playing, but I couldn't because I didn't want a copyright strike. But you just have to take my word for it. They were playing Taylor Swift stuff, because he really likes like concert, like string quartets, and I mean that's what they were, a string quartet. But he really likes like stuff like that, and I mean I'm for it. I'm pro classical music, string quartet type stuff. And it doesn't all have to be classical music, but I'm saying like that sound, that vibe, I'm pro that, even though that's not my usual vibe. If you've been around, my usual vibe, like I'm very rock and roll. But we went there Saturday, yes, because Friday was my last day at work. I had a 3-day weekend because of the concert, and honestly, him deciding to go to the concert, it just happened to be the weekend, like with our anniversary falling on the Monday, May 1st. Our anniversary is May 1st. Like that was sort of by sheer accident. But the best gift that he could ever have given me was taking that day off, because so I have been having, the doctor is still in the middle of figuring it out, kind of, but I have been having the worst, I don't know whether to call it hip or lower back, because it's so like your spine, your hip, right? Something in here, like where your spine meets your hip, someplace in this whole area, the pain radiates out. I can't seem to pinpoint the exact spot every time, as strange as that sounds, but something hurts so bad, so bad. And I'm used to that, like a day or so at a time. I've always just assumed, because I used to be I'm not going to the doctor kind of person when I was younger, which is stupid. Don't do that. Just if something hurts, go have it checked out. Or you'll end up like guessing later is what's if it sticks around. But regardless of what I should have done, I never used to go. I never had health insurance when I was younger, so I just didn't. Plus, I was even heavier then, and it seemed like every single time I went to the doctor, it was always like, well, it was my weight, like that, and like some of the things I'd go for, I'm like, okay, but like I'm in, like, can we just worry about what the pain is, or you can lecture me on my weight maybe when I feel better. Can we fix me first? So I would just like avoid it at all costs, basically. And when I had first gotten married, so now we're talking a long time ago. I went up to our bedroom on the second story of the house, and I fell down the stairs on my, like, on that area, basically, like not exactly my butt, but kind of like up on my lower back area, lower back area. And over the time, I always just assumed it was like arthritis or a chipped something that never really fixed itself or something. But the pain only lasted like a day or two. So I figured it was whenever I really strained myself or, but this time it hasn't gone away for over a week or so. And like I've had issues, like, I still haven't had the operations on my heels. I've had awful pain with my heels. I have had issues with my knees, my kneecaps. I've had issues with multiple areas of my body. And I'd like to think in some respects, my pain tolerance is pretty good. But I feel like if it's your back where you bend for pretty much everything, your pain tolerance gets considerably lower. At least mine does. I don't know. I'm sure there's some like super warriors out there that are like, you're such a baby, but everybody's pain is different. But I know I used to think that mine was, at least my pain tolerance was pretty decent. But after only a week of it, and after it didn't go away after like the second day or so, well, the third day, like after 2 sleeps and it wasn't gone, I was like, nope, I have a checkup coming up anyway for like my weight loss, which, by the way, he was happy with that. Yay. I was like, we're going to talk about it because it's bad, and like in the past also, as I've ever, like, because I had lost weight, and then like when I had my cancer and I had everything going on with that and I was recovering, I had gained like almost all of it back again. And but anytime as I've lost weight, those issues have gotten better too, because like I'm aware, like even though I was saying like the doctors would always blame my weight, I'm aware your weight plays an important role on things. I always was just like, first of all, a little too sensitive about it because of it, I guess. And like the other thing too was like, I was like there in pain. Like, could we just fix me first and then you can lecture me about my weight and it's totally fine, but could we fix me first? But I'm not really worried about that with him, like, especially because he knows that I'm losing it again. He knows that I had lost it and gained it back and losing it, and all that. And I'm basically back to my pre-operation, pre-cancer weight. But I'm losing it in different places because, like, to me, I don't feel like I look as thin as I did then. But the scale doesn't lie, I suppose. Like, not to that degree. So, I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place explaining things. Well, anyway, back to my back problem. So he's in the middle of, like, trying to figure it out. Like, right now, he's given me a muscle relaxer to help. And he says, also the usual, like, I can take some ibuprofen as needed, ice it and heat it and all that kind of stuff. And check back with him. So I'm not sure how long I should give it. Because, after a few days of it, I'm sure he'd be like, well, you haven't really given it a chance. But I don't want to, like, end up taking the whole prescription of the muscle relaxer and then tell him it's not working. Because I'm sure then he'll be like, so why did you take the whole prescription? So I'm somewhere in the middle here. If it doesn't start feeling better. It's been a week now. And it's not better. I would not say. Well, today was the very first day that, okay, if any of you guys have had lower back problems, I don't know if you've done the same thing as me. But, so it had gotten to the point, and the reason why I wanted to talk to him about it. So, like, if you're familiar with dog, I know I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. But, like, I have to explain it. If you're familiar with dog kennels, and you open the door, you have, at least mine has 2 latches, one on top, one on bottom. and I would get the top one, and if I bent low enough to get the bottom one for like Maverick's kennel, that would hurt, and it would be like this sharp stabby pain. I remember one day I thought I was not gonna not bend my back area, my hip back area, to pet Otis. So I bent down, but I did this weird thing where I kept my back straight and I just let my one of my legs kind of go out like this to balance me. And putting my leg back down as I straightened up, that still hurt. And every time I got this sharp pain, David laughed at first. Like, he wasn't laughing cruelly, but it made him laugh. And I laugh at it when I'm not in pain. But I do this weird, I go, oh, like, because I don't want to like scare the dogs. I don't want to like scream, and I don't want to cry. I'm like, oh, like that's the noise. But it hurts really bad, you know? And so anyway, I obviously work makes it worse. Well, see, I promise I'm going back to where I seem to have gotten off the path. But like, so he's been diagnosing it. So at some point I have to let him know whether it's working or not. Today was the first day that I didn't make that noise at all. But my back was still crazy sore. Like, I did end up, because I had vowed when I got up, I was like, it's sore, but unless I make that noise, I'm not taking the muscle relaxer, and I'm not going to take ibuprofen. I'm just going to see how sore, like how long the soreness lasts. And unless it gets worse, I'm good, you know, because I'd like to see if it's getting better. And I did not take the muscle relaxer, but I did give in and end up taking ibuprofen because it was so sore. Like, David wanted to go out and eat, and we were going to go to Subway, but the Subway in our town was closed. And apparently it's closed on the weekends. Just staffing issues. I mean, everywhere's got staffing issues, really. Especially all the restaurants. They've all got problems. It sucks. But so Subway was closed. So we went to a different place. It's more local. And it's called Clementine's. If anybody has ever been in our area, it's like a big place that pretty much all the tourists want to go to. But we went also, even though we're local. And after basically getting out of the car for like an extra time and stuff like that, it was so sore. And then I got home, and like Maverick always does this, like, I'm sure I've explained it before, where he's like run and jump. And I always call him like Super Maverick, because he's just tall enough that his paws hit me like right here. But he's got so much force behind him now because he's getting bigger and heavier. I know I put a little clip of him in, and I don't know how well you can tell how much he's grown, but he's almost Otis's like height and build now, almost. He's not as like stocky as Otis is. He's still a puppy, so but he's growing for sure. My little munchkin is growing. And so he jumped on me a couple times, and Otis jumped up on me. And like, if my back's not hurting me, like, I don't really care. They'll get down when I say down. It's not like they're, you know, just terrible naughty boys or anything. But yeah, that like did my back in. So I took some ibuprofen. But circling back, so work Friday was probably one of the worst days I've ever had, because we're also short-staffed at my workplace. And me and my bestie Seth, you've heard me talk about him, I'm sure, we were there, and I was telling him like how bad my back's getting and stuff, and whining about it. And like, I think he had made the comment that tonight's not going to help it either or something, and he was right. It didn't. So I had kind of assumed, like, because David went to that concert, you know, like we went to the concert, so I had an extra day off to rest, that by Sunday it would be sore. So I did expect it, but yeah, that's why I had made the decision, like, well, I had an extra day's rest, and I'm going to try not to take the medication. But I did end up taking the ibuprofen. So that's what's been going on with my back anyway. It was a really long amount of time to say that I've had some back issues. But yeah, so that was like the best present that he could ever have given me, and it was surely by accident, was the extra day off of work. So because I still have my weekend of Sunday and Monday off, thankfully, before I am back to it. And yeah, so that's been going on. Hopefully it'll either go away or we'll figure it out. The doctor did say that he suspects it could be like sciatic nerve. I don't really know a lot about that, but I know that I've heard some people that I know have had it, and they said it's really painful. And it is. Like, my issue is painful. Maybe. I really don't know. I guess we'll just have to keep trying to figure it out. I think he said if he still suspects that it's that, there's like a shot that he can do or something. I think that's what he was talking about. But anyway. So yeah. What David actually got me for my birthday, and I didn't bring it in here, I should have. He bought me a tarot deck. So you should see that. You'll probably see that on my other channel, which should be linked down below, which is my witchier channel. So anybody who's not interested doesn't have to really listen to or watch a lot of that stuff. But he bought me a tarot deck that I had my eyes on for quite a while. And as far as I know, it's only somewhat recently come out. I just knew it was in like production and stuff. But if there's any Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans, is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck. It's really cool. I've already looked at it. I haven't played around with it yet because I do want to put it up on my channel. But I haven't yet. And yeah, so that's what he got me for our anniversary. And I got him because we don't tarot decks are nice. They are nice, but they're not like super. Like when we first got together, we weren't really in competition, but you would think we were because we were just buying like extravagant gifts that we probably, like, looking back on it now, both of us are like, yeah, we should have just gotten something cheaper and saved it, like, not because we love each other less, but just because, like, because we're both also like, we don't, get something that we actually like will use. And, like, even though I have a bunch of tarot decks, I use all my tarot decks, I shuffle through them and things like that. Literally shuffle and shuffle through them. But, so like he got me something practical, I guess is the point. And like a tarot deck, I guess some tarot decks are pretty pricey. I happen to know because I had been looking at this one, like, that it wasn't, and price doesn't matter. I'm just saying, because I'm going to tell you what I got him, and that's why I don't want you to think I just went some cheapskate way out of our gifts. But since we went to the Taylor Swift, what do you call it? Musical tribute, I guess. We went to that. So I gave him his gift early, but my intention actually wasn't for that show because I wasn't thinking about it. But he goes to a lot of like my friends' concerts with us, and they're like heavy metal and rock and stuff, so they're quite loud, and he likes to get earplugs. So I saw this really cool earplug, like an ad on Facebook, and I ended up looking him up. And like he and I both have, like okay, he has more piercings than I do actually, but like we have, like an okay amount of piercings, and like we both have like piercings here and all that fun stuff and elsewhere. And these are they're earplugs that go in your ear, obviously, but in your ear canal, but the only part that shows is this metallic looking ring inside right here. And like they're meant to sit there, so like they're not something that you crazily shove in. They're just a small earplug. But yeah, when I say I got him earplugs, I didn't want you to think like, oh, she just went cheap and he got her a tarot deck. I mean, it was, they equaled out is what I'm saying. I just didn't want you guys to think I was being super cheap. But yeah, it definitely wasn't like I said when we first got together, and I don't know if we were just both like, I want him to know that I love him, and I want her to know that I love her, and there are more ways to show somebody that you love them than fancy gifts, obviously, and like we knew that, but at the same time we still did it, and yeah, anyway. But he will use this, and it's something like that I put thought into because I knew like it would look really cool, and it's something I think he'll like, and vice versa. Like he knew that I really love the tarot decks and things like that. So, I think it was a win either way. I think anyway, unless he like secretly hates it, but it's a win for me. So yeah, anniversary gifts were already exchanged this weekend, and yeah, most of the rest of the day I've just been. Like, I think I did a clip of me crocheting because I've just been trying to get my movie marquee project done when I realized that I didn't have an extra day of the month like I thought I did. This and my movie marquee video are the first two videos I filmed on my new phone that are with my microphone in my actual room. I did the other video without a mic, and I know you guys said it sounded fine, and that's awesome. I'm glad. But yeah, so I'm, filming here, and hopefully the sound's still good. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but I'm just saying. And yarn. So you may have seen this sitting here and been like, oh, is she showing me yarn? Yes, she is. Let me tell you, I had one skein of this, and you may have already, from the corner from this, you may have already guessed what it is, but I had one skein of this because I thought, oh, I'll just get one right now and I'll buy like one in a month or, whatever, like just because I really, really love this color. And then once I bought my one skein, Walmart didn't have it anymore. And I was so beside myself because I thought they were going to quit selling it. But then they never got rid of the space where it went. They just never had it stocked. So maybe there was a shortage. I don't know. But even though I have vowed, like, unless it's something new, unless it's something for a project, I'm not, especially at the stores like local to me, where it's easy for me to, like, if I need to go grab something, I'll go grab it. Because I'm going to order yarn to show you guys. I'm going to, to review, like, because I want to get back into like reviewing things, and I keep saying it, but I do want to. So like, I'm going to eventually start doing that again. And I will be buying yarn and stuff like from companies that are harder to get to, so you guys can see it and get a review of it and stuff. I'm going to. But as far as like stuff from, like I said, Walmart or Meijer, someplace much closer, I'm trying to make the deal with myself, like, not to buy anything unless I need it or, whatever for something. But this, since they restocked it, I got the only two Red Heart. Are these Red Heart stripes, or are they Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo stripes in the colorway? I think this is neon stripe. Nope, it's bright stripe. But look at these colors. It's so going to get blown out in the camera. Look at these colors. These colors to me are very Halloweenish because they have the black and they still have like an orange, a purple, and like a hot green. I don't know. I can't really explain it. I have heard somebody else say the same thing. I just have to tuck this in because this is really bugging me. I've heard somebody else say the same thing, so I know I'm not totally crazy, because I don't normally say like, oh, Halloween, super bright colors. But to me, this is still, maybe it's like, because sometimes like a witchy color, like a witch's brew or something, to me has like the bright greens and maybe a bright yellow to it and a bright purple. So maybe that's what makes me think, I don't know. But it's very like Halloweenish to me. Super, super Halloweenish. And even if it wasn't, my love for everything 80s makes the bright neons all the more appealing. And I love it. I love, love, love it, love it. So it's like a retro 80s Halloween extravaganza in a skein of yarn. I don't know, but I love it. And so I used part of my one skein, and I have these two. So if I can get my hands on any more, I'm going to, because I'm kind of thinking I might want to try my hand at making a sweater with this. Because I know I generally only wear like black with a little color mixed in. But there are black stripes in here, and I figured if I make like the cuffs and the outside parts, you know, like the collar and all that black, it'll seem more like a black garment with color mixed in, like just some color mixed in. In my mind, that makes sense. So I got them. And I want to get some more. Because when I say sweater, I'm thinking like a longer kind of cardigan duster type thing. Like a house coat of cardigan goodness, you know? But yeah, I had to share that I finally got these. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Like, I want to make all the things with this yarn. I love it. I love it. Premier Sweet Rolls, the stripes, they have a colorway. Okay, I know that I don't own any of the cakes of the Premier Sweet Roll stripes or something like that. And I'm sure they're soft, and I'm sure they are. It's not that I don't believe people that say they are. But color-wise, from what I've seen, they're all basically a dupe for the jumbo stripes. So I haven't went to get them. But I almost bought the color that is like this because I couldn't find these. I almost did. I might have to get my hands on some of that too, just to like compare them and to have even more of this awesome color. I really love this. I do. I love it so much. This makes me really happy. I know it's like super not my usual like oranges and blacks and fall color aesthetics and Halloween aesthetics, and but I love it anyway. So I wanted to share with you that I got this. And other than that, I have just been like, I've been getting the writing bug again. So I have been fiddling around with ideas with some of my fanfics. A few fanfics that are oddly enough not Stranger Things. And then definitely some Stranger Things. So I want to get, since I've had the pups, the new pups, they're not new anymore, but you know, Maverick and Otis. Since I've had Maverick and Otis, they have not heard me because I didn't do Nano last year because of them, basically, because they were such a handful during the month of November because we got them on Halloween. So they have not yet had mommy sit down at the computer and just clack, 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 you know. So I don't know how, like, if I type anything like notes for work and that kind of thing on my time at the computer, they already kind of react like, what are you doing? You know, because usually like if I'm playing games, you don't type that many keys like on the games that I play, like not consecutively, I mean, so they're not used to it. And like when I'm writing, I kind of like what I like to do is put on some music, whether it's headphones or just if like nobody's here to bother, I'll just play it on my speakers, but put on some music from like whatever time period is inspiring me. So like a lot of 80s music for Stranger Things, and like whatever mood. So like sometimes it's sad music, sometimes it's, you know, whatever mood it needs to be. And then just write and write and write and write. And so I don't know how they'll react to that. We'll see. It'll be different. I'll probably be like, Mom, what is going on? Like, what the heck? But yeah, anyway. So yeah, I thought I'd catch up a little bit. I don't think I have a whole lot else to say. I talked an awful lot about not much of anything, so hopefully you're still here. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go. I have to get a drink because that's one thing too. Even though I didn't have it today, I think it's still an after effect or something. But the muscle relaxer that he gave me, one of the side effects is like dry mouth, cotton mouth, whatever you want to call it. My mouth is dry. Like I am always like, oh, I need a drink. Oh, I need a drink. Oh, I need a drink. Like. And like, it hasn't been as bad today, but it's still been kind of bad. So I'm sure it's like residual from taking it. But that's yet another reason why I don't want to like continually take it. Like, it's not like one of the worst side effects that you could get, apparently, because I looked up a lot of the side effects, but yeah, it's not fun, you know. It's not fun. Like, who wants to take medication if you don't have to? So like, hopefully everything just clears up, and, you know, knock on wood and all, that everything's good. Anyway, thank you if you are still around for listening to all of my babbling. I should probably go. And although, like, we're already at the 30-minute mark, I'm really curious to see if my new phone cuts the video off at 33 minutes like my old phone does. But I honestly, you all know how I talk. There'll be plenty of time for that, I'm sure. So I'm just gonna go. Yeah, I have a Meyer video coming out too, so a yarn shopping video. You may have already seen it, maybe not. I don't know. Depends on what order these come out in. So anyway, I have more videos coming. All right, I love you guys. Thanks for putting up with me. Bye.